since signing with Sky and Boxer, Joshua Buatsi has expressed quite a lot of interest in facing fellow South London unbeaten light heavyweight contender Dan Azeez. Now, it's clear what's going on here. If we have a look at the light heavyweight rankings with the WBA, Joshua Buatsi is ranked number 1, Dan Azeez is ranked number 2. Surely it's not going to be long, and perhaps they're already lobbying the WBA for this to happen. It won't be long before they order Buatsi versus Azeez 1 versus 2 as a final eliminator, and the winner getting a mandatory shot at Dimitri Bivol. You see, so seems quite obvious why Buatsi is talking up this fight at this stage. I know they're friends and all that kind of thing, but he's talking up the fight. He spoke about how inactivity was something that really frustrated him under Matchroom and on DAZN. And even though he was offered that Dimitri Bivol fight, it wasn't just a one-fight deal. There would have been a tie-in after that for several fights more. So he would have been on DAZN for maybe a couple years more, which he didn't want. He wants more exposure. And on top of that, there's some suggestion that Buatsi wants at least a tune-up fight. Because of the inactivity since the Craig Spader-Richards contest, he wants a tune-up fight before going in there against whoever it is, Beterbiev, Dimitri Bivol. Yeah, this would serve basically as that. And I don't mean to sound disrespectful towards Dan Azeez. I like Dan Azeez. He's a real solid, blue-collar, spitting sawdust pro. He's a grafter. I've liked a lot of his performances, but some of his other performances, even though he went in there and he tried his best, weren't that impressive. Personally, I think, again, I'm not trying to disrespect Dan Azeez here, I think Joshua Buatsi will go through Dan Azeez like a hot knife through butter. I don't see Dan Azeez having anything to keep Joshua Buatsi honest or at bay. I'm sure he's got a tremendous heart and he's going to try hard. And again, he is a grafter. So someone like him who isn't as talented as Joshua Buatsi, they normally are really gutsy. When they get in a tough situation, they tend to gut it out because they've had to in the gym and in the amateurs and what have you when they've come up against more talented fighters, which can be quite frequent because Dan Azeez, again, strong guy, well-schooled, but he's not the most talented fighter you've seen. Joshua Buatsi, I think, really fancies his chances of doing a number on Dan Azeez, and that's setting him up nicely for his shot against either Dimitri Bivol or Artur Beterbiev. But again, looking at these rankings, you'd imagine he might get the shot at Dimitri Bivol before an opportunity at Artur Beterbiev. And of course, if he becomes mandatory for Bivol, that means he gets a guaranteed percentage against Bivol. They were offering him £1 million or $1 million, whatever it was, to fight Bivol, Matchroom that is. Well, if he gets this mandatory shot against Bivol, there's the potential he might get more than that. It depends how much is in the pot overall, right? But there's the potential he could get £1.52 million for fighting Dimitri Bivol. And it'll be an interesting situation if he beats Dan Azeez and becomes mandatory for Bivol, because you'll have Eddie Hearn on the other side and maybe Buatsi with Ben Shalom and Sky in the opposite corner. So could be interesting. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. Am I selling Dan Azeez short? Does he have a better chance against Joshua Buatsi than I seem to imagine in my head? I mean, stylistically, you look at it, Joshua Buatsi, boxer puncher, he's got real good power, he's got pretty fast hands, nice jab. His stamina, I thought, in the Craig Spader-Richards fight was a little bit questionable. Maybe Dan Azeez has got the better work ethic in the ring, but I just feel like when Joshua Buatsi lets his hands go, he's far more impressive than Dan Azeez. Dan Azeez has looked a bit labored in some of his most recent performances. Azeez a few inches shorter at 5'10", Joshua Buatsi 6'2". I'm not sure about the reach. It doesn't say the reach here. But yeah, anyway, I won't talk too much about it. Let me know what you guys think about everything I brought up in the comment section below.